Hey guys, welcome to a new video in this Linux tutorial. In this video here we're going to talk about virtualization and distributed systems. So first of all here we're going to talk about what is virtualization and how we can use it in Linux and all the different kind of operating systems. So when we're talking about virtualization, we're talking about virtual machines and we're virtualizing something. So a virtual machine is just like a software-based computer. So we can have like multiple virtual machines running on one computer. So when we have a virtual machine, it actually like looks like that the virtual machine is a computer for itself, and then a virtual machine can run on one, like multiple virtual machines can run on one computer. So it will look like that multiple computers are running on one computer because we have these software-based computers. And when we're talking about virtualization, we have like some different kind of things where we can either have like containers and virtual machines. Where in virtual machines here we have some application here which is running with some different kind of like bins and libraries. So these will be specific for each of the virtual machines that we're running. So in this example here, we have 3 virtual machines running on one host operating system or like on one server computer. And then we will have a hypervisor here, which we're going to talk about in the next slide. So first of all, here we have the application here that is running on some guest IOs. So it will have its own operating system for each of these virtual machines here, so we can actually like run our own operating system or like our own like separate operating system for each of the virtual machines. So it will look like we have 3 computers here running on one computer, and it has some different kind of like pros and cons, because it makes it more portable and it just like separates it out more easily, and also like the resources, so we can have like multiple applications running on one computer, which it will just look like that it's running on its own computer. So we also have something called containers, which has a bit less overhead. So the difference between the containers and the virtual machines here is that we don't have a guest IOS for the containers. So the containers is running on the same host OS, and then it will have like a Docker engine instead of like a hypervisor. So it allocates the resources from the containers. So in the containers here, we can have like all of these different kind of applications here running in a specific container, and they can have like, for example, shared operating system and the bins and libraries that it's going to use. Like they can share all of those between the different kind of applications that is running inside a container. And the idea behind the container is just to have like all of these different kind of applications put inside a container, and all like the versions and stuff like that is put inside a container, and then it makes it really portable, so we can just like create a container and run that application, and then when we're done running that application, we can just delete the container, and it's really portable to another operating system. So this is the difference between containers and virtual machines. So now let's talk about hypervisors in virtual machines. So first of all, like, what is a hypervisor? So when we have a virtual machine running, we need a hypervisor to like allocate the resources from the virtual machines to the actual like hardware, or like the actual like hardware on the computer where the virtual machines are running. And we have 2 types of hypervisors here, where we have a type 1, which is like a native bare metal. So it's built on top of the hardware. So the hypervisor is built on top of the hardware, and then we have a number of virtual machines running. And then this hypervisor here will allocate like the resources and the hardware here running on this operating system here to the different kind of virtual machines when it's needed in the applications here from the supervisor. So we also have another type here, which is type 2 supervisor. So now the hypervisor is not built on top of the hardware, but it is built on top of a host operating system. So let's say, like, for an example of this here could be that we're running a virtual box, for example. So if we're in a Windows environment and we want to run some Linux applications and stuff like that, then we will have like some hardware here where we have our host operating system, which will be Windows, that is built on top of the hardware. And then we have a hypervisor that is built on top of the Windows operating system here, and then our virtual machines can work on top of the hypervisor here. So the hypervisor here will like allocate resources from the virtual machines here to the host operating system, and then this host operating system here will allocate the actual resources from that computer through the operating system that is running on here. So this will give a less performance compared to, like, for example, type 1 hypervisors, where we have the hypervisors built on top of the hardware. But over here, like, we have some different kind of like applications if we want to, like for example, if we have a Windows environment where we just want to run some Linux applications, then we can just really fast have this this virtual machine set up, and then we can actually like run Linux applications on our Windows machine by using this type 2 hypervisor here. So we're also going to cover distributed version control here. So first of all, we have something called centralized virtual version control, where we just have multiple workstations that is working on like the same repository online. So this is like a way that we can cooperate and have some different kind of like projects where everyone can contribute to. And then we have something called distributed version control, which is like an upgrade of the centralized version control. So in distributed version control, the main idea here is that we have like some distributed version control system here, where we have a server where our repository is running. So this requires internet connection to run on this repository here. And then for each of the workstations, or like each of the working copies that people or like different kind of users can work on, is this working copy here. And then we have this repository here, which is the local repository for all of the different kind of workstations or PC and users. And then they can actually like work on each copies here, and then they can commit and update the local repositories for this server here locally, so it won't require any internet connection. And then all of these three here can work on their own local repository, or their own like branch of a repository. And then when they're done working it and they want to like push or like do some pull requests to the actual like server and the repository that is shared with all of the others, then they actually like pull or push. So in the case of the push, so they push all the changes from the local repository to like the the global or the server repository, or if any changes were made by some other users and they want to get the nearest repository to their local machine, then they can use this pull here. So this is a way like how we can distribute version control systems, where we can work on different kind of like projects together, and we can actually like work offline and then have our own instance of that repository and local, and then we can just push and pull between each other with the global or like the server repository. So the last thing here we're going to cover is full virtualization versus partial virtualization. So a comparison here is that when we have virtualization, we have this modified guest kernel here in our virtual machine, and then we have partial virtualization. We have this modified guest kernel here. So we have like the actual guest kernel we have in our virtual machine is modified, and then it does hypercalls to the hypervisor in the virtual machine, and then the hypervisor actually like does operations and allocates hardware resources. Where in classical full virtualization, we have this guest kernel here, which is not modified in full virtualization, and then our guest kernel can actually like do operations and like allocate resources to itself on the hardware down here. So we don't have like this host operating system that has to go through to actually like do something on the computer. So this is full virtualization. And the difference between those two here is that per virtualization we have like this hypervisor that allocates the memory and keeps track of like which memory is used. So the performance of virtualization is a bit better compared to full virtualization. Where in full virtualization, we just have these different kind of virtual machines here that is running a guest kernel, and then this guest kernel here can just execute on the hardware. So if you have a lot of different kind of virtual machines where a lot of different kind of guest kernels is actually like operating on that hardware at the same time, then it will just lower the performance of the system. So that's it for this video here, guys. We've been over like virtualization and some distributed systems and how that work in Linux. So remember to hit the subscribe button below under the video, and also like the video here if you like the content and you want more in the future, because it just really helps me and the YouTube channel out in a massive way. And so thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.